Hello class, Mr. Graziano here, starting on the portrait for drawing and painting 2. Now if you take a look here, what I've got is my reference pictures, the 2 that I used here, but what I want to do is really look closely and say, you know, I'm looking at this face. If I had values from 1 to 10, what are the very darkest areas? Now I'm going to see very dark areas. So I'm going to go real dark here, pretty much black. But now like here on the nose, not as dark. So I'll go a little lighter. So a couple things. If you're working in an area and you want it really dark, of course you're going to go over it and kind of cover up every pore on the picture, okay? But in areas where it's not as dark, you're going to hold your pencil back a little bit. So I'm going to hold this pencil back a little further so I'm not putting so much pressure on the tip. Just by doing that, I'm going to get a little lighter touch, okay? So you can see up here, above this area here, it's somewhat dark, and up here, it's not black like the eye, so I'm gonna go a little lighter black up in this area, okay? So hold the pencil back a little bit. And I'll start working on my values that way. Okay, so this is gonna take a while, so I'm just gonna kind of keep showing you stages of this drawing, but you can kind of see how I'm working at it. Now, down here on the lip, underneath the nose area, you know, it's a little lighter, but then it's just got a little bit of white in here. So it's a little bit light. So I'll take, you know, I'll take my white and just put just a little bit. There's a little bit of a white edge here by the lip, just a little bit. So just have a little bit of that show up. And then I'll keep going with my black here. So up here underneath the lip, it's not as dark as it is in that area. Okay, gets pretty dark in this crease right here, so I'm going to make that pretty dark. Okay, so really dark in there, and then that kind of fades away a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to fade that. There's a little bit of an edge here by the chin and the mouth. Okay, that line in the mouth, very dark, it's a deep crease. So I'm putting pretty much a line in here, but then it fades out from that line. So I hold my pen and I'm going to start fading that out a bit. So I'm going to show you, you know, I'll keep working on this, and we'll shut the thing off. We'll come back when I'm a little further and we'll show you some more points. But I'm working from left to right. That's because I'm right-handed. And if I'd start over here, for example, and start working this way, then I'm going to start dragging my hand through the picture. So what I would suggest is, you know, get a piece of scrap paper, anything, so that, let's say here, that way when I have my hand here, I'm not dragging my hand back and forth over this and smearing my page, okay? So you can get started on that, and we'll come back in a little bit when I'm a little further and make some more comments on this. But this is basically how I'm getting started. So I'm using my black pencil, occasionally my white pencil. Some people like starting with the white. You can see along this part of the nose, it's a little bit lighter, so I'll use a little light right there. Okay, but basically I'm gonna start putting the white and black in. And some areas I'm gonna leave brown if I'm unsure if it's light or dark. I'm gonna leave it, and I'll come back to it later, okay? When you get further along, you can make different evaluations on how light or how dark something looks, if you should add more or less of something. It's a little hard when you first start, but when you get further along, you'll be able to evaluate it a little bit better. Okay, that's it for now.